Hi, I'm Via Mini Mars, and today I wanted to say sorry first of all for the back noise. This is like the first time I've recorded a video with like my entire family at home. I don't think I've ever done this before, and the lighting too. Maybe I should like. I just don't want the like over the head light on because then it creates this overstimulating environment for me. But at the same time, this lighting is very weird. I look yellow, but whatever. You know, there has to be a better orange than Donald Trump, and that's me. However, today this video is not about books. Even though I do plan on making more, and I plan on making longer videos because one of my problems is always that I record big videos, like of about a book, and then I end up not posting them because I'm like, this is too fucking long, or I just don't want to edit it. But that's going to end and then I delete that video because it's like big as fuck, and then I try to make a smaller one, and then I can't do that because I just can't stop talking, and then I give up on the video, and then it's just scratch, and I make another idea that will never see the light of the day. However, today, again, I'm sorry about the noise, but this is the only day where I can make this video because if I don't do it today, I'm going to crash out and I'm never going to do it again. But I feel this is an important video to make because this is technically a channel about books, even though it's not just about books. Like, it's called Mini Mars, like that's me, so it's about me. Everything is about me in this channel. It's my channel, whatever. And again, it was mostly talk about books, but I've been thinking for a while about making it about figure skating, but I don't know. I've been scared, honestly. I've been scared because the figure skating community is very mean to people who are not directly part of it, and I'm not directly part of it. So I'm gonna get the light. Wait a second. But there's many people online who always complain about the fact that figure skating doesn't really have any fans, it's losing its fans. And one of the reasons for that is because it's not accessible. And also because I feel like there's many people like me who are from countries where figure skating does not fucking exist at all. And I mean, it kind of does, but it's like, it's a mall rink, right? I'm going to touch on the Portuguese athletes after this. But again, the sport is basically non-existent, and we don't really, I'm telling you guys, we do not feel welcomed. We truly don't, because every time I try to talk about something, there's always one motherfucker being like, what do you even know? You live in Portugal. And I'm like, well, way to rub it in. So yeah, I've been wanting to make this video for like quite a while now, because this is just going to be around, but it's not just for me, it's for people like me, again, who are fans of figure skating, but are from like somewhere in like rural Portugal, or like even the global south. Like, some people have it even worse than I do. Oh, look. As you guys can see, there's like, there's the ice dance Skate Canada competition going on right now, and I don't really know anything about ice dance because I'm scared of ice dance. I am scared of ice dance. You know that one clip? I don't know his name, but of the guy being like, find me a sport worse than ice dancing. I'll give you $20 right now.
I'm paraphrasing. Ice dancing is a whore of a sport run by Johns as judges. Find me a sport worse than ice dancing. I'll give you $20 right now. Somebody. Exactly. You can't do it. Ice dancing is a disease that we cannot get rid of in this thing.
That's kind of me, because everything I hear about ice dance is like worse than the last, like from the fucking marriages. But I think that also happens in pairs, like the weird citizenship marriages to the men point to whatever. There's a lot of weird shit. It scares me. And every time there's like an ice dancing event, I see all my mutuals on Twitter being like, fuck ice dance. So I'm like, maybe I won't watch ice dance. Maybe ice dance is not fun. But yeah, I kind of realized that I wanted to make this video. I mean, I've been thinking about it for a while, but the moment I actually realized that I wanted to make this video was when I was thinking, first of all, of ideas to make of like figure skating videos, of like, what the fuck do I say? Like, who the fuck is Mooney Moss from Portugal? What does she have to say about figure skating? And then I realized that the first thing I have to say about figure skating is that, yeah, I don't know really anything. Like, I'm not from there, and I'm not there. And I know that people in the comments will be, oh, but there are Portuguese athletes. There are some adult figure skaters. I think they're both I forgot their names, but I think there's two women who have competed internationally in the ISU adult figure skating competitions. But the both of them, and they do train in Portugal if I'm not wrong. But again, when I said like official competitions, like international, I kind of meant seniors because that's what the people look at the most. And there is a man competing for Portugal right now, David Gouveia. He went to skate to Milano, did not qualify unfortunately. But he is Portuguese, but he is diaspora. He's from Switzerland. So same thing with the junior ice dance team. They are French, like they are Luso French. They are Portuguese diaspora in France. There's a lot of Portuguese diaspora across Europe, so it wouldn't surprise me if a Portuguese skater showed up, like representing Portugal, but like lived in Switzerland, France, because there's many Portuguese people living there. And I've been kind of hoping for that, like for like a figure skater like to show up in European suddenly and be like, I'm representing Portugal. And they're like, where are you from? And it's like, well, I'm from Switzerland, but I don't care. I just wanted to see a Portuguese flag at a competition. I was very happy when I saw David in Skate to Milano, and also when I saw the junior ice dance team, the twins, in the junior Grand Prix, because I was very happy. You know, I'm always happy to see them, even if they're not. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if I don't even know if they actually speak Portuguese or not. There's a lot of Portuguese I asked for that doesn't. Depends on the generation. But yeah, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. What I wanted to mean by saying like they're not from here is that yes, there are athletes, but they're not from here, and that just shows how, you know, we don't have the sport in here. So I had to cut a small part because of how fucking noisy it was in the background. Like I did not notice how noisy it was until I was like actually like, you know, editing and stuff. But basically I say that I never really realized how much I actually cared for the sport because, you know, it's so far away from me that I never really stopped to think about how much I do care for it, even though like I'm in the fandom. And I only realized when my mutual Maya went to Skate Canada and was able to give something from me to Nikolai. I think I'm able to say that in the video. I think I can cut it. But yeah, there's going to be a weird cut. There's going to be a weird cut from here, like where I'm randomly just talking about Nikolai Mamola and the plushie and blah, blah, blah. But that's basically where I'm saying like that specific moment that I said yesterday, but it was actually on Friday. Yeah, it was on Friday that I noticed that. So yeah. Yesterday, my mutual Maya from the United States of America went to Canada for Skate Canada. And there she met Nikolai Mamola and she gave him a plushie. Like the plushie, I hope he like has it like a Sinclair or something like that. But if he does, I'm gonna put it like here. But that plushie, that was her incredible thing. And I also got her to, I asked her to give a letter for me to him because he's one of my favorite skaters. And we kind of bonded over him too. But yeah, I told her this, like I cried. I teared up. I didn't tear up, I full on cried. And that was kind of the moment where I realized that I had been lying to myself about how much I actually care for the sport. Because, you know, yes, I do get into Twitter fights over figure skating. Yes, I do have basically my main account fully dedicated to figure skating. I talk about figure skating on my main account on Instagram, where it's mostly Portuguese people following me and nobody gives a flying fuck, so I'm talking to a wall, but I'm still talking. And yet, I was still lying to myself, calling it, I'm not that much of a fan. And that's one of the reasons why I never watched pairs, because I wanted to kind of like keep that distance, because when I stand, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I refused. With pairs, I understand pairs, I like watching pairs, but I never got into pairs because I kind of had that mental barrier of being like, I can't be this much into the sport. I can't. And so yesterday when Maya gave him the letter and I actually cried over it because it's kind of like the most direct, it's a more direct interaction. Even though it's a little fucking letter, like it's not like I was talking to him, it's not like he knows who I am, he just knows I'm a bitch from like a random fucking letter from Portugal that gave him a letter through Maya because my broke ass can't go to Canada. And, you know, but technically to me, that's more than I ever fucking thought I was going to get in this sport with a skater, especially one of my favorite skaters ever. Like, I never thought that was going to happen. And so that happening was such a big deal to me, and I didn't realize how much of a big deal it would be until it happened. And then when I catched myself like actually crying over this, I'm like, oh my god, figure skating is to me what football is to most of Portugal. And then I got very sad, you know. I was gonna watch no, was it ice dance or was it Paris? The event that happened that day, yesterday, 31 of October, Halloween. I was gonna watch those events, but I didn't because I got sad. And I kept thinking about figure skating and about how technically, you know, no matter how much of a fan I am, I'll never be in the sport. I'll never be one of them. You know, I'll always be like another to the sport. And, you know, there's people who are from countries that are small federations, but they live in central fucking Europe, okay? They can catch the fucking train and go to a competition. I don't. I live in Portugal. There is one ice rink. There's two ice rinks technically. Both of them are mall sized. One of them is in a actual fucking mall, and people train there. And the other one is like on the top of a fucking mountain. So like, both of not even if they were not far away from where I live, they're not like big rinks. Like there's, but I want to say nothing is going to happen there besides Portuguese nationals. You know, nothing's going to happen there besides Portuguese nationals, which only started happening in 2021. And again, it makes me very sad to just look. And you know, Spain has rinks, but there's nothing happening there ever. Fuck whoever, please bring a competition to Spain. Technically, there's going to be an ice rink in Portugal and Seychelles by 2025. At least that's what I've seen. But knowing this country, I don't know. I don't fucking trust. I'll believe it when I fucking see the rank, you know? When the European Championships of Seychelles are happening and I'm there, I'll believe it. Until then, don't fucking talk to me. But yeah, I make something in Madrid. I don't know. Make it in Spain, then I can just go. I mean, I can't just go because there's no train, so I would have to catch a flight, and I don't like catching flights. And I don't want to go alone because that's the other thing. I don't have anyone to bring with me. My family doesn't give a fuck about skating. My friends in real life don't give a fuck about skating. Nobody gives a fuck about skating in this fuck-ass country. Who am I going to take? Nobody. Am I going alone? I don't know. So yeah, basically, you know, thinking of this being like I'm never going to go to a competition, or when I go, all my favorite skaters are already going to be retired. There are skaters that I could have had the chance of seeing if I lived in a figure skating country that I'll never get the chance to see because I don't live there. And, you know, I'm never going to see them live, and they're going to retire, and everybody's going to retire when I'm allowed to go to competition, blah, blah, blah. And then after, like, all this, like, started in my brain, I had the thought of, why couldn't I just have been a football fan like the rest of the country? Why couldn't I have sticked to handball? Because I played handball for like 6 years. Why couldn't I stick to that? That's what I know how to do. Why didn't I stick to that? You know? And then I catched myself in the middle of that thought, and I was like, that's so fucking sad. Like, it's so fucking sad that there is a sport that I do love, like, that I'm actually insane about. And I'm thinking, I don't want to be this insane about this sport because of how inaccessible it is to me. And then I cried again. I was very sad for the whole day. Even now, you know, I'm kind of, the only thing that's kind of like keeping me is that the women and the men are going to skate today. So I'm going to be like, have that moment of like watching them skate or whatever. And I'm going to be like happy for my favorites or whatever. No, the women are skating today. They're skating tomorrow. There's a fucking mosquito on my wall. And I don't know how to kill it. I'm stupid. Whatever, I'm going to let it there. And, you know, again, I played handball for like 5-6 years. I'm not sure how many, but it was like 5-6. I think it was 5. Whatever. I played for a long time. And I was bad at it. I wasn't even good at it. Like, it's not like I was good at handball. I never was. And yet I kept playing it. And, you know, when I left handball was because of like training times or whatever. And I didn't have the time. I didn't want to stay with that fucking team. I'm gonna fucking say I would rather kill myself and get shot 5 times, and I would rather put shit on my hands and clap, sit naked on a hot fucking grill than ever be a part of that team. I don't think I ever said this out loud, but whatever. I like the sport. Okay, I just left for like circumstances, like social and physical circumstances. And when we played it in PE, 2 years after I had left. I kind of missed it. I really liked teaching my classmates and friends how to play. I liked playing even though it was like not really a game because most of us didn't know how to play. But I enjoyed it, and I was very sad to find out that my university does not have a handball team. We just have a volleyball for women and football for men, which is insane. But I was very sad to find out it didn't happen, but at the same fucking time, I don't look at handball the same way I look at skating. I do like handball, I like playing it. I don't think I've ever willingly watched the game of handball that was not like a national game, that was like playing on TV. I don't think if you who's your favorite handball player, I could not give you one. My coach one time, she was like, can you guys name your favorite player? And I was like, fuck no, and I don't fucking care. This is a this is like a bunch of 16, 17, 14-year-olds. I'm not that serious about the sport, but whatever. Leaving that, I don't know, sometimes I genuinely look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, why did I have to like figure skating? Because, again, I have my online friends, I have my online community of figure skating. But in real life, who gives a fuck? No one. In real life, who can I talk to about it? No one. When I was telling people that Nikolai got my letter, there were like 3 people who actually seemed happy, and I was like, well, thank you. Like, I was so happy, but that kind of made me upset. I was like, well, you could have at least pretended. I don't know. I'm very upset right now. I just lived for gigabytes of storage on my phone to record this video, and I'm genuinely getting fucking angry at my parents because they spent, like, if I ever talk loud in this house, I get flamed. They're like, shut the fuck up. And they put the television, like, they're in the same room, and I can hear the fucking news from here, all the way up here, with my door closed, mind you. And I can hear and the reason why they're talking so loud, it's because of the motherfucking TV that is so fucking loud. And then I go there downstairs, I'm like, put this shit down because I can hear it from my room. I'm trying to eat and having a normal dinner, and I'm overstimulated from how fucking loud this fucking tablet is, you fucking adult iPad kids, and I get yelled at. I'm trying, whatever. Maybe they're quiet, maybe they heard me, maybe they heard me telepathic, blah, blah, blah. Again, even if you do have an online community of fans and of people who like the same skiers as you, who like the same sport, it's always very bittersweet to me when I see people in the beginning of the season celebrating, oh, I'm going to Grand Prix de France, I'm going to Skate Canada, I'm going to Skate America, I'm going to NHK Trophy, I'm going to Europeans, I'm going to Worlds. I don't give a fuck if a good thing happened to you, it should have happened to me instead. I don't know, I feel so bitter every time I'm on figure skating Twitter when people like start buying tickets for stuff. And when the competitions are going on and I see that my mutuals are actually there. And I'm always so fucking bitter about it. I'm like, well, good for you. You look happy and healthy, not me. Wish you ever cared to ask. Like, I genuinely I used to get very bitter, now I just get sad. Because, like, every time I open Twitter during a competition, there's someone at the damn competition. I'm like, well, fuck. That's never gonna be me. At least not in, like, the next 5 years or something like that. Like, I don't know. I genuinely cannot think. Like, and I need to do an Erasmus. I need to be put on an Erasmus program so I can go to a competition. Well, fuck the studies. Put me in France. No, I can't go to France. Put me in Italy, North Italy, then I can go to France to watch Grand Prix de France. Do you guys see my vision? Please tell me you see my vision. I'm not insane. I don't know. At this point, I feel bitter. I feel angry. I feel always so miserable when I am trying. This is why I've stopped live tweeting competitions as much. It's because simply it makes me bitter. Because like I'm live tweeting the competition and then somebody posts a picture like at the competition. I'm like, well, fuck you, Mr. America, Mr. Canada, Mr. France, Mr. Japan, Mr. I don't know where else are the competitions at. I don't know, fucking Finland. I'm happy for you, I guess. Everyone's there but me. I get so much FOMO. I'm telling you, I am kind of immune to FOMO. I very rarely get FOMO nowadays. When I was a child, I used to get a bunch of it. Like a teenager, a bunch of it. Now I feel like a part of my brain has developed where I only feel FOMO towards figure skating. Especially when there's empty seats. Oh my god, Skate Canada. I don't know if I think yesterday there was like a baseball thing. And I know how insane the North Americans are with their baseball. And there was also Halloween. So like, it makes sense that on a Halloween night afternoon, Skate Canada was empty. However, I was also very fucking angry because I'm like, well, so these people have it all and they don't go. I do know that because of like when it comes to Skate Canada is kind of like one of the most empty Grand Prix assignments ever. I don't know if it's the prices, if it's the locations. I think one time nationals were like very fucking empty because it was like very fucking cold. and nobody was going to get, and like the rank was like in the middle of like fuck knows where. So like I don't know if that's what, I don't know what the problem with Canada is. Skate Canada, like the federation, needs to lock the fuck in and stop making shit weird. I don't know, like ask the evil moose to fix it for you. I don't know. I keep repeating myself, being like, I have so much FOMO. I have so much FOMO. I want to go to a competition. I can't go to a competition. Blah blah. So I'm gonna move on. Every single one of fucking you who thinks that anyone's opinions on figure skating and love for figure skating is any less fucking valid simply because they are not skaters themselves, all of you need to fucking jump. You truly do. That angers me so much. Like I've had mutuals who were arguing with someone and then randomly they're like, you're not even a skater, what the fuck do you know? Or they're gonna be like, of course these judges don't know anything. They've never been skaters, they're not skaters. Of course this account doesn't know anything, they're not a skater. And I'm like, and you're an amateur one. I've refrained myself from like saying stuff like that for so long, but honestly at some point I might have like to start saying it, because yes, I'm not a skater, yes, I'm not involved in the real life figure skating world at all. However, it's because of lack of access. You have the access and yet all you do is bitch on Twitter. You don't even have on your fan account, you don't even have the fucking balls to say it on your main with your face attached or say it to the skater themselves. You're just bitching on Twitter, and that's your connection to the skating world. Oh, but I skate, yeah, and you're still being a bitch on Twitter. So like, that angers me so much because again, yes, if you figure skate since you're a baby and you're very involved in the community, you probably do know more than me. Maybe you do, but at the same time, that does not give you the right to simply pretend that everything I say is bullshit. Because I've seen people who have me blocked for like other reasons. Most of the time, that this has happened 2 times. When people have tweeted something like, she doesn't know anything, or have actually texted someone she doesn't know anything because she's not a skater, because she's from Portugal, what the fuck does she know? These people did not even block me because of figure skating, they blocked me because of political stuff. Like, if I said something like, hi guys, if we ban Russia, maybe we should ban Israel. Crazy concept. And then they just be like, what does she even know? She doesn't skate. I don't know. I truly don't know if that makes you feel better about arguing with someone, if that makes you feel superior to them, if that makes you feel like you know more, therefore you're right. Maybe you are right, maybe you do know more, but I don't know, it just makes you seem silly. If the only argument you have against someone is that they don't skate, they're from Portugal, they're from Brazil, they're from fucking South Africa or something like that, and they don't skate, they've never fucking skated in their life, they'll probably never fucking skate, they've never been to a competition, they'll probably never be because they're from fuck knows where, what do they know? If that's your only fucking argument, then I don't know what to tell you. But it's not that you're correct, because if you were correct you would have proper arguments, but you don't, so you're not correct. I'm calling you stupid, by the way. I'm calling you a dumbass. I hope you know. I don't actually know if I'll post this, because this is truly just a rant. But just so you guys know, I do want to post more about figure skating. I plan on making a video, but I will kind of like I want to make a forms for that, like an opinion thing, and post it on Twitter and like ask fans to tell me what they think. And it has to do with overscoring and about like how it impacts the competitions, how it impacts skating, how it impacts people's perceptions of skaters and figure skating in general. What do they think should be improved? I kind of want to know, but I still need to do more research for that. I've done some, but I still need to do more. But I want to do like a deeper video on like especially the component score, because I feel like the component score right now is one of the biggest robberies of the fucking sport. Like, yeah, it's the one that's the most obvious, because sometimes with calls you can be, oh, maybe they just didn't see it, it wasn't as obvious, blah 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 blah, blah, even though it's bullshit most of the times. With the grade of execution, sometimes it's also like whatever. With components, they've lost all shame, it's thrown into your face. And so I wanted to make a video about that, especially about components, but about skating in general. I wanted to make like Olympic prediction videos, maybe competition prediction videos in general for women and men, because again, I'm still getting into pairs and I don't care about license. I've also thought about like making videos in Portuguese about figure skating, but again, I don't know who the audience for that is. I don't know. I truly don't know if that's also the thing, because I feel like, if I talk in English to an English speaking audience, there's always going to be people being like, why the fuck would I care about what Muni Mars has to say? She's from Portugal, she doesn't skate. And if I speak in Portuguese, I have no audience, or there's like 10 of us. So I don't know. I truly don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I hope that if you are someone like me who's from Portugal, maybe you're from Brazil, maybe you're from South America in general, the global south, like Africa specifically, and you're a big fan of skating, you take it very seriously, you take it at heart, you cry, it's very emotional for you, but you'll never, you don't know if you'll ever be there to actually experience it. And you also kind of feel like left out of some conversations in figure skating, then I hope this video that was just a lot of my bottled up frustration and anger towards the sport helped you a little bit, maybe made you feel seen. But yeah, thank you.